Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. More crypto insanity today, and I am here for it. Bitcoin today getting within spitting distance of the all-time high. I'll show you the exact price in just a second. And at the time I'm recording this video, we are seeing a little bit of a pullback. I don't know if that's going to continue or not, but even if so, I don't think it matters. The level of confidence that I have that this thing's going to persist, very high right now, let's say. I think that's probably what most people are expecting at this point. I mean, think about what happened at the end of February. Incredible, like historic rises in the price of Bitcoin, and support was held above $60,000, and then just inches away from the all-time high this afternoon. So if it doesn't take it out at first crack, and well, obviously now it hasn't, okay, but do we really think that it just came inches away and that was it, and now everything's over? I'm gonna guess not. No way to know for sure, but I don't think that's likely to be the case. And I'm telling you, right here, this will make XRP rocket to new highs. I believe this anyway. If Bitcoin does hit a new all-time high, I firmly believe that XRP absolutely is going to follow suit. So long as there's an actual alt season, there's no reason that XRP is going to be left out of this. And so, even if we don't hit a new all-time high, I mean, the closer we get to this, the more optimistic I am that XRP is just going to run anyway. Again, we'll have to sit tight and see what actually happens here. But it's just that, again, XRP's never hit a new all-time high without Bitcoin doing it first. So it's not me saying that if Bitcoin doesn't hit a new all-time high that XRP absolutely can't. All I'm saying is that my conviction will be way stronger, substantially greater, if Bitcoin does hit that level first. But we're right there. We are right there. So I'm going to share with you a perspective from a number of analysts in this latest Moon Lambeau hot jam, and I'll share with you some of my thoughts along the way. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, oh, by the way, it's 11:12 p.m. Central Time, Monday, March 4th, 2024, in case anybody's curious. XRP 63 cents, Bitcoin $66,509. Here you can see the 24-hour high for XRP, just shy of 67 cents. Here you have the Bitcoin price, again, 66,613. Look at the 24-hour high, $68,741.44. Folks, that's about $40 shy of the Bitcoin all-time high, about $40 shy. So fine, we weren't able to crack it at the first go. No big deal. MBD, bro. Like, let the market pull back a little bit. I don't pretend to know exactly how low it's going to go, but even if it takes a few more days for it to shoot out of here and blaze through it, it's kind of hard to believe it's not going to happen, and nobody knows. But what do you guys think? You guys tell me in the comments section. I'm not nuts here. We're all thinking this, right? What is most probable is, yes, it's going to blow through it at some point. And again, I am most interested in my altcoins, specifically XRP, which is my largest individual crypto holding. And when that moment happens, my conviction will be through the roof. And I already have, pretty strong conviction this is going to be fantastic on the whole. But my God, if this happens, and I think it's going to sooner or later, gonna be fun here. Take a look at this Crypto Fear and Greed Index, 90 out of 100 in extreme greed. This is the highest we've seen at this market cycle, 90 out of 100. And this can be sustained for some time. There's historic precedent for that. So it doesn't mean that everything's collapsing tomorrow. I think we can march much, much higher before we see any sort of fear or extreme fear. But I will tell you right now, even though we're having, not to be a buzzkill, but I will tell you right now, at some unknown point in the future, the market will enter fear and extreme fear again. I don't pretend to know when. Hopefully it's far from now, maybe the end of this year, maybe next year, whatever it ends up being, it's going to happen. And then when we hit that point, I will tell you, at some unknown point in the future, we will enter greed and extreme greed again. It's just cyclical. And by the way, so there was perspective from chart analyst Rakesh Upadhyay, who writes for Cointelegraph. And I just wanted to note, he said, regarding XRP, there is minor resistance at 67 cents, which, by the way, is what we were bumping up against, isn't it? He said there is minor resistance at 67 cents, but it is likely to be crossed. The rally could then reach the powerful resistance of 74 cents. And again, that's right where we were. And then Bitcoin started pulling back, and then the rest of the market, including XRP, pulled back a little bit, at least at the time I'm recording this. But who the hell knows what time it is, or what prices will be by the time you guys are listening to this? I mean, you guys are future people. You've got the benefit of that information, which I don't have. But regardless, however long it takes, I could not possibly be more optimistic that the all-time high will be hit. I just don't pretend to know if it's going to be today or tomorrow or a few days, whatever it is. Take a look at this from chart analyst Matthew Hyland. He wrote, Bitcoin just completed its highest daily candle close in history. Folks, today's one for the history books. This is absolutely fantastic. You got to be having fun with this, right? Tell me you're having fun out there. Then there was this, and of course, you know, it wouldn't be right if we didn't have this from Coinbase. Look at this. Coinbase went down again. And they wrote, and this is just this morning, we are aware some users may experience increased latency across Coinbase, and a few users may see intermittent zero balance. Rest assured, your funds are safe. Our team is investigating this issue and will provide an update. Trading is not impacted at this time. How have they not gotten their act together after all these years? This crap was happening in 2017 when I jumped into crypto. It was just happening at the end of February when Bitcoin was going ballistic. They still haven't fixed it? Like the more than 10x surge at the end of February, they couldn't get their act together in the ensuing days? For real? Well, obviously not. So par for the course, I guess. Here's a post from Checkmate. He's a lead on-chain analyst at Glassnode, fantastic on-chain analytics firm. And check this out. This is interesting. If you're kind of wondering what to expect as we continue through this bull cycle in terms of, you know, potential down months, data says probably, historically at least, not that bad on average, though it doesn't mean you can't have like over a 30% drawdown, but on average, not that bad. So here's what he wrote. Bitcoin cycle performance is historically the strongest in a halving year. The chart below shows performance by month and year, with only 2012, 2016, 2020, and 2024 year-to-date shown in blue. Historically speaking, and this is the most interesting part, the back half of the year tends to be the strongest, and negative 10% being the typical scale of down months. So again, it doesn't mean you can't have drawdowns that are much more substantial, but, you know, negative 10, honestly, that's not that bad. I actually wouldn't have guessed it would be that low, to be honest with you. Here's a post from chart analyst Ali Martinez, and again, not to be a buzzkill, but he's just warning that there's a possibility for a pullback. And we are seeing one, at least at the time I'm recording this, and so he shared this chart and wrote, the TD sequential indicator showed a sell signal for Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart. Since February 15, every time this indicator suggested selling, the price of Bitcoin dropped by 1.5% to 4.7%. This trend is something short-term traders should watch closely. And he posted that, by the way, at 4:49 p.m. Central Time. So the fact that we're pulling back right now, he'd probably just tell you, yeah, that's pretty much to be expected. Doesn't mean that it won't keep charging to the upside, though. Here's a post from Santiment, on-chain analytics firm. Big fan of Santiment. Bitcoin's $68,600 all-time high is within 0.9% of its current $68,000 market value. Though there seems to be a high ratio of traders who expect this value to be exceeded shortly, the overall sentiment is much closer to neutral than previous bull cycle data. And folks, that's crazy. And I know I just showed you that we're in extreme greed right now, but again, comparatively, they're saying that it's much closer to the neutral, which to me, honestly, isn't that surprising because I've been noting up until recently, we've had almost no days in extreme greed. Now we're having a string of days in a row in extreme greed because, well, obviously, look what Bitcoin's been doing. We haven't had a string to a degree of, you know, these extreme greed days in a row to the degree we had last market cycle, which, again, went hand in hand with the top, you know. And so anyway, they say here, unlike the many meme coins and other surging altcoins that have recently pumped, Bitcoin's neutral sentiment is actually a strong sign that a rally can keep momentum. With a fair amount of disbelief, shorts can get liquidated and continue to fuel a rally past $70,000 and beyond. And so I'll pause to note again. Think about all these things that I've been talking about on this channel. And it's not just me that's been talking about it, but you know, if you're talking about whether it's, you know, Google Trends, there are not many searches for Bitcoin, or friends and family, are they contacting you? Most people would say no, or at least not that many. Not like you saw in previous markets, like all those types of things. Well, that's why they're saying here, Bitcoin, like, and this is amazing, damn near $70,000 Bitcoin, and most people aren't even paying attention. That's crazy. And you know what's cool, though? I mean, there's historic precedent for that. I mean, think about December of 2020, when that market was heating up before Bitcoin hit its, what was then its all-time high of close to $20,000. People weren't paying that much attention, but then once it hit the all-time high, that's when the normies came in. That's exactly when it happened. So we are about at that moment, actually, as I'll show you in just a second. Anyway, Santiment then wrote, It is best to assess how sentiment may shift when the seemingly inevitable all-time high hits, and sudden shifts in crowd perceptions can change wildly after any major resistance level is breached. Note that markets typically move the opposite direction of traders' expectations. Monitor sentiments, feed, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. So that is obviously true, and it's just amazing that there are still people shorting. And it just, do you really want to fight against the grain, go against the grain in a rally like this? I mean, it's probably not the best idea. Here you can see Google Trends. This is a search for Bitcoin over the last 90 days worldwide. And this first jump up here, this is around the Bitcoin ETF, so not surprising there are more searches for Bitcoin then. And then it just kind of went back to about nothing. And then at the end of February, it did spike up again, and then started to go back down at the beginning of March. Now, I have a suspicion that with what's happening today, once this chart is updated, it's probably going to be a spike to the upside. But again, I highlight this just to note. It goes hand in hand with what Santiment was saying. People haven't been paying attention, and prices are this high. Where do you think this is going to top off? Presumably way higher. Trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars in terms of market cap, higher than where it is now. Here's a post from Credible Crypto, and this is funny. He actually shared two posts. He wrote, "Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, guys, but ... And then he shared a screen grab from somebody he knows who wrote, "What do you think of these me coins?" So they probably meant to write meme coins. And then he said, "Which ones?" And the response was specifically Bonk and Pepe. So the normies are here, folks. And then he shared another one. He wrote, the normies are coming, fam. The normies are coming. And then he shared another screen grab. "What's cracking, my brother? We are about 96,000K now, or 69K now. Haha. Are you guys getting your phones blown up?" I haven't from any normies. One of my brothers contacted me about what's happening today, but he's been into crypto since 2017. So I actually still haven't had normies contact me. You guys let me know in the comment section below if you have. And then there was this. Somebody wrote to Credible Crypto and said, "Just to be clear, this isn't the blow off top. It actually gets crazier than this. Please confirm." Credible Crypto reposted that and said, "Yes, LOL. This is where the fun begins. Getting to all-time high is the hard part. Now, this S word gets wild." He also shared this post, because you're probably wondering, if you're like me, okay, maybe you hold Bitcoin, but if you're like me, you don't really give a damn about it. Even if you have a fair bit of it, you're like, yeah, it's not that exciting. The multiplier from here isn't going to be that great. What's happening with the altcoins? What's happening with XRP? So here's what Credible Crypto had to say about the alt season. So he said, "So when alt season, let me break it down. I have previously said many times that alts will begin outperforming once Bitcoin breaks prior all-time high. But exactly when will they take the lead? Two scenarios that have played out in the past. Number one, Bitcoin breaks prior all-time high with conviction and goes on to 2x in a matter of weeks. This is a mega breakout without much of a breather, and alts don't get much love until Bitcoin pauses after this breakout leg. Or number two, Bitcoin tags prior all-time high but rejects/consolidates at the highs for a few weeks before beginning to accelerate to the upside to then double in a matter of weeks. Alts begin rallying right after Bitcoin tags prior all-time high while Bitcoin consolidates. In the former scenario, alts begin rallying en masse some weeks after Bitcoin breaks prior all-time high. In the latter, they start rallying almost immediately after Bitcoin tags prior all-time high. The common theme here, and the key takeaway, is that after Bitcoin hits prior all-time high, alts begin rallying at the first major pause/consolidation of Bitcoin, whether that's at prior all-time high or far above it. I do not know which scenario we will get this time, but the bottom line is patience pays here, literally. A mega alt season is around the corner one way or another. So folks, we just gotta be a little bit more patient. We are about there. And again, I've gotta say it one more time. If Bitcoin has hit a new all-time high, which seems like an inevitability at this point, I cannot imagine a world where XRP doesn't hit a new all-time high in enterprise discovery. That does not compute. The market says it needs to happen, or else XRP for over a decade would not have been in the top 10 cryptos by market cap. The market has decided that XRP is valuable and deserves to be in the top 10. And if the asset class goes with XRP being part of the asset class, of course it's going to go. How could it not? I'd be shocked if it didn't. You know, there's no more SEC nonsense dragging it down. It has legal clarity. That does matter. It's gonna go, folks. I just, no guarantee, fine. And I'm not making a price prediction. Fine, I could be wrong. I don't know for sure, but that is my conviction anyway. That is what I will say about that. Here we have a post from the blockchain backer, and this is actually from last night. A prelude of things to come. He wrote, total market cap of entire crypto market poking through 702. We saw a lot of altcoin movement with this when it happened in 2020. For example, in 2020, XRP went from 30 cents to 79 cents in the following 3 days. I do remember that. That was, I believe it was in the beginning of November. And it ended up going a bit above 80 cents before pulling back. And so we have a higher starting point now. XRP, again, it was brushing up against 67 cents. So when it goes, yeah, get ready for $1 XRP to start. I will not be surprised in the least to see that. Then we had this post from the blockchain backer this morning. He wrote, new all-time high in Bitcoin market cap definitely exceeds my expectations. Laughy emoji. What a wild ride. Yeah, pretty freaking crazy. And I feel a lot better than I did even just a month ago, seeing that this has happened. Again, it seems like an inevitability. We will see that new all-time high, which just gives me that much more confidence for XRP, which is frankly what I really give a damn about. I give a damn about XRP and the rest of my altcoins, and Bitcoin, yeah, okay, I got a fair bit of it. I'm probably going to be selling that S-word coin that I've been holding since 2017, right? I'm just having fun with it. I appreciate Bitcoin. But yeah, so anyway, new all-time high market cap for Bitcoin, and in case you're wondering why, if the price isn't at a new all-time high, it's because there's more Bitcoin in circulation now, because it's been mined since the last market cycle. So you just take, you know, the current market rate times the current supply, which is obviously bigger now, and you get a bigger market cap. That's as simple as that. But we will see, in terms of price, an actual new all-time high, I believe, sooner than later. So even if it does have to consolidate for a few days, or God forbid weeks, whatever it is, okay. And then in the meantime, we're probably going to have some fun with alts, even if it takes that long. So we'll see here. Then there was also a couple more posts from the blockchain backer I want to share with you. He wrote, this is just 6 hours ago, 4:41 p.m. Central Time. He wrote, this is also another good visual representation of how the dynamic of the altcoin market has been different from 2020. And so he wrote others D, which is dominance of everything excluding the top 10. And that's what this chart is on your screen, by the way. Gets demolished during the ride up to all-time high for Bitcoin in 2020. Not the case this time. Bottomed in June. Now that is fascinating. And so that's why I say, you know, it's not that history literally repeats. It just kind of rhymes with itself. So it can be a little bit different. This is a little bit different, but it doesn't qualify, as far as I'm concerned, as a stupid statement, this time is different. It's just there are slight variances. And so, yeah, it's fine. It's technically a little bit different, but not in any sort of meaningful way that would invalidate any opinion that actually matters around this, right? And then he shared this post. Where'd it go? Oh, down here. Okay. Yeah, here we go. He shared this. So this is a chart, crypto total market cap excluding top 10 dominance. And he wrote, you can also see that dynamic in 2016. The altcoin market got punished on the ride back up, but it did not happen in 2023, 2024. Again, different. So I don't pretend to know why this is, but that part actually is different. Pretty fascinating, right? If you guys got some theories, drop it in the comment section below. But either way, I can't argue with the results. I know what I hate, and I don't hate this. Again, please tell me you guys are having fun with this. You deserve it. We've been through hell and back with the SEC nonsense, especially us here in the XRP community. Damn. Have fun with this, because I think we all know what is most probable to occur. Bitcoin new all-time high, then XRP at some point in the future, all-time high price discovery, and then Moon, then Lambo, all that crap. It's going to be fantastic. My God. What a ride. I mean, I've been at this over 6 years. It's just, it's kind of surreal. I know we're not quite there yet, but it still feels a little surreal and very satisfying. I'll go ahead and wrap up here, though. There's going to be a lot more to say in the days, weeks, and months ahead, but yeah, I'll shut up for now. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!